do that for him. And I just wanted to highlight a couple of our YouTube comments before we get started here. As Uncle Manny says, what a great weekend of football. 49ers fans, you're welcome. Have a great show, guys, with a star emoji and a cowboy hat emoji, much to Kevin's chagrin. And as well as Mr. Kevin Dent Sr. saying, bang, bang, Niner gang. You already know. Well, anyways.
Cowboy fans and Niner fans go back to hating each other now? Now you guys
yeah, I think so. They split. Yeah, they did their jobs. They handled business. We appreciate them. The 49ers are now the Jaevon. I'm gonna ask you, what's the 49ers seed?
I believe we are the number 1 seed, sir. You know,
that's lonely at the top. Politics, fellas. It's all 10-3. If we're gonna come on here and make claims, I'm just saying.
Well, Kevin, thanks for saying that.
Number 1 seed.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, you beat the shit out of the 2 and 3 seeds, so you definitely.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah,
I told you, bro. That's my only argument all day. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's my only argument to defend myself is that when we all go to sleep at night and we all wake up, Shaun, what is the Eagles' record?
10-3.
What are the Cowboys' record?
10-3.
What are the Niners' record?
10-3.
All right, I can speak whatever. Nice
hey,
smile.
Kevin, do you see that handy dandy little X next to the 49ers? Yeah, they're the only team in the NFL that has already clinched a playoff spot because the Niners are the number 1 seed in the NFC. And like you said, Kevin, they beat the shit out of the 2 and 5 seed. The Eagles, have the best record with the 49ers and Eagles, but the Eagles are from 1 to 5.
Bucks are ahead of you,
it's just hard to admit that a fucking 6-8 team is higher ranked. The NBA is broke. The NFL is broken.
Oh, you gotta love it. Baker Mayfield.
and just like and just like Kevin Sr. says, crazy when you have to play the real teams, but the Eagles do have a tough schedule. You know, Kevin calls it a gauntlet. I just call it the schedule that's in front of you. Nevertheless, Kevin, I know that you're not feeling the best, but that's true. That is a good point. I apologize. Let me not misquote. But Kevin, I know that you're not feeling the greatest right now, a little under the weather, and so we appreciate you for joining us. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it as the Cowboys defeated the Eagles 33-13 on Sunday Night Football. So, Jaevon, do you want to roast him a little bit first, or should we let him say his piece?
I'll go first.
It ain't much to say. I'm letting you know now.
All right, go ahead, Tony.
Jalen Hurts. He didn't
196 yards. Kevin bet the over on 200.
Oh,
I know exactly. I know exactly what he threw for.
I'm hurt by that. Swift only had 11 carries. AJ Brown did
94 yards, 4 attempts. Bet the over for 95. Devontae Smith, 84 yards, 5 receptions. Bet the over on 90. What else you want to know?
I mean, Dak he's doing his thing, right? He's the betting favorite currently. I think at plus 150 for MVP.
That's a waste of money.
I don't really know. I just feel like the Cowboys kind of came out and hit the Eagles in the mouth, and they never really responded. The Eagles, I think this is the first time since 2019 that the Eagles haven't had an offensive touchdown. They had a defensive touchdown in this game. And
I respect it, but it's 2017.
2017. It's worse. Sorry. Hey, thank you. Yeah. Jalen Carter had the only touchdown of the game for the Eagles. Bradbury just keeps getting cooked by, receiver after receiver week in and week out. CD Lamb had a field day pretty much on him. Ferguson was making a bunch of plays. I think he had 5 for 72 yards in this game. Pollard was getting a lot of touches. He had 16 carries in this game. So he was pretty much, getting involved. Dak's been playing good this year. I mean, his interceptions are down, touchdowns are up as far as the numbers go. I mean, statistically, Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, is he one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Probably. I would say he's top 10 currently. They're tied for the number one spot in the NFC East. We'll see where that may get them. Is that going to get them a second seed, third seed? I don't know how good that currently is, but Cowboys schedule gets a little tougher. It's filled with teams like, Miami, and, we just saw Buffalo. They play Buffalo this coming up, I think, on Sunday night. So, and Buffalo just came off of a big win in Kansas City. So we'll see how long the Cowboys can be tied with the Eagles for the number 1 seed, because the Eagles' schedule pretty much lightens up from now until the end of the season. I think Kev pointed out that they play the Giants twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, Giants.
Yeah, so I see a lot of W's on that list. But we'll see how broken and battered this Eagles team is. As Fletcher Cox said, we're leaking from the mouth a little bit, and we'll see kind of, where this takes us. But, I mean, the Cowboys are playing good, right? This is what they do. They play good in the regular season. They beat up on bad teams. Yes, I said it. They beat up on bad teams, the Eagles, at Jerry's World. But we'll see. Like, I wonder if they get matched up again in the playoffs, it would be in the Cowboys' favor for the game to be in Jerry World. If they're able to secure that number 1 spot in the NFC East, and it came down to the Eagles have to travel on the road, then they have to go back to Jerry's World in Arlington and play the Cowboys again. Cowboys will be favored in that game, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, the Eagles are on a skid right now. And I don't think Jalen Hurts – when's the last time Jalen Hurts lost 2 games in a row, Kev? I'm pretty sure he can go back. Probably his rookie year.
Rookie year.
Yeah, so Eagles fans are kind of, on the other side right now of, what the NFL kind of looks like. They're used to beating up on everybody and talking their shit and wearing the dog mask. And boy, I know Kaz is out there. He's crying right now. I've been adding Kaz so many times and just random stuff on Twitter and Kevin.
He's about to block you probably.
Just quoting them and stuff, just little nuggets here and there. Like, hey, like, don't forget this. I don't know if you saw it. You probably saw it already, but I'm going to make sure that you see it because I'm going to tag you in it. But nah, man, it's just, are the Cowboys the best team in the NFC East?
The standings say yes.
The standings say otherwise. So both of those teams are juggernauts in the NFC, and they're kind of fighting for second right now. It's pretty much so. Fighting for second place is kind of what they're fighting for. And it's gonna, these last 4 weeks of the season, it's gonna be a sprint. It's gonna come here sooner than you know it. Eagles could go 4-0, and the Cowboys might go 3-1, 2-2, maybe split, hopefully. But they got to pretty much win all their games, because based off of the games that the Eagles play versus the schedule that the Cowboys play, it's basically what, the gauntlet, as I keep referring to, as Kevin they went through the fire and they went, 3-2? And,
yes,
pretty much that's better than, that's actually really good, to be honest. They played a bunch of solid teams. And most of those games were one-score games, except obviously this past game and the Niner game. So some of the games came fairly close for them, but kind of what do you expect when you're playing, those top teams that are, fit, people are picking to go to the Super Bowl, this, that, and the third. So, I mean, Cowboys are a better team right now, in my opinion, than the Eagles right now. If I had to bet on where or what it would look like in the playoffs, Eagles will probably be traveling back to Dallas to play against the Cowboys, and I feel like the Cowboys would win that game. It'd be a closer game in my opinion, but I feel like if they played again in the playoffs, the game would be in Jerry World and Cowboys would win. So Eagles don't look good right now. Eagles do not look good.
No, they do not. And Kevin, before I get your thoughts on this game, I just wanted to read off a couple more YouTube comments, because the YouTube comments are going nuts right now, and most of these comments are directed towards Kevin. So before we hear from him, I just thought I'd read them off for our audio-only listeners. Uncle Manny says, Kevin, I'm assuming you have Dak at number 1 for MVP right now. Stats over politics. Dak has a passer rating of 127.4 with 1,525 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 1 interception in his last 5 games against the Eagles. Kevin Sr. says, crazy how the Eagles didn't have an offensive TD. Also crazy how Purdy and CMC led the week in passing/rushing. Julian says, Unc was strapping up AJ, had that boy like DK.
Uncle Gilmore.
And Kevin Sr. says Eagles were in concussion protocol after the Niners put the hammer down on them last week. Punch drunk against the boys. Kevin Jr., you now have the floor.
Kevin Jr. KJ.
So last week it was we got our ass whooped. This week it was the Cowboys got away with one, and I'm going to explain to you why. We dropped a touchdown. Yes, AJ would have been out at the 3, but we all know when the Eagles get to the 2, what's going to happen. So that's 7 points. 3 fumbles in the red zone. Last week it was we left the defense out to dry, and once again we left the defense out to dry. Uncle Manny listed all those perfect stats, but failed to mention that they only scored 9 points in the second half. And the last one was just to rub it in. So they really scored 6 points. So every game when we were going down, like Toddy mentioned in the gauntlet, it was the adjustments Shaun made and how it affected us in the second half defensively. And Dak looked real pedestrian in the second half. We gave him a 22-point lead, and we just couldn't get back from it. 10 penalties for 100 yards. You just can't do that. We have too many offsides. We have too many pass interferences. I've never seen us get a hold and a pass interference on the same play. They got plus 30 yards, so that was lovely. But it all starts with our best players. These guys win us games, so when they lose us games, it can't be scorched earth. I know you guys all probably saw my social media, people lining outside, writing on trash cans saying no play Slay and Bradbury sucks, but the defense showed out. They did what they had to do. Three fumbles. I mean, we're going to keep putting them on the field. We're the team that has when we win games, we lead possessions. We're on the field and we're having our defense rest. That was not the case this game. Reed Blankenship goes down, and we have talked about all season how this is literally the opposite side of the coin. Last season, they claimed we had an easy schedule. We also didn't have a single injury. This year, we're getting injuries left and right. Kelly Ringo had to go in there. This was his first game, and Brandon Cooks let him know that this is your welcome to the NFL moment. Kelly Ringo got a lot of love throughout the week, just being a young guy that we could throw into the cornerback room, but he just didn't show up. So, like Toddy mentioned, it comes down to the next 4 games. The Cowboys play the Bills, the Dolphins, the Lions, and the Commanders. So, Toddy, ask me who I think is going to win the NFC East. Don't even ask me. The fucking Eagles. You know why? Because they're not going to beat the Bills. And Tyreek Hill will be back. And even if they escape those 2, they're not beating the Lions. But hold the phone. Who are in our next 4 games? Seahawks, do I feel confident? No. Cardinals, do I feel confident? No. Giants twice, do I feel confident? No. So if I see the team that showed up for the past 2 weeks, we can go ahead and hang them up. But this team is like Toddy mentioned, Fletcher Cox said we got punched in the lip, and I'm tired of hearing the standard is the standard and we only care about the one thing. I would have rather Jalen Hurts come out and say we got our fucking ass whooped and just got off the podium. I'm tired of all the quotes. I'm tired of the we'll get them next week. AJ Brown talked in an interview talking about we're going to show up. We'll see. A, B, C, and D. Jalen Carter's adding Niner players. Everyone's just so caught up in the emotion. And when it comes down,
who?
It was all on I can show you later, but
I'll find it, Toddy.
Oh, he deleted it. I got it my close friend story, just in case we ever see you guys again. But after that performance, I don't know. But this team is gonna have to figure it out. We got punched in the mouth, and then we let one go. So I didn't really lose any sleep after that Cowboys game because, like I mentioned, we showed that we can hold them to 6 points, and we've shown that we can beat them. So it just comes down to execution. I say it week in and week out. The reason the Eagles were winning those games when we were down all those points, we were executing. We didn't execute this game, and tops off to the Cowboys. You guys won your Super Bowl. I don't know what it is, but every time someone beats the Eagles, they wake up that next morning an MVP candidate. But we're one of the worst defenses in the world, so I don't get it. But we're going to figure it out. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to ride this train all the way through. I was told we were in the group chat. Like you guys know, we bring up the group chat every episode. And me and Garry were going back and forth, and I told Garry, you know what? It doesn't get any worse. And Shaun said it would if you lost to the Niners or Cowboys again. And I said, I don't know if we make it out the NFC South. So if the team that showed up for the past 2 weeks comes out to play and we're in a shootout with the defense that we have, let me give you guys some stats.
What defense? Defense sucks.
Exactly. Just wait. It gets deeper. So we are 32nd in pass defense. We are 31st in third down conversion. We are 29th in red zone conversion rate. So it just depends what team we get to show up. You're seeing a lot of Eagles players coming out and saying that we're just too predictable. We're all deep shots. We don't run the ball. DeAndre Swift, the past 2 games has 9 first half rushing attempts. The second half, all they want to do is run the ball. The Cowboys didn't give a fuck. But the one thing I am going to say, the Cowboys will have their day, but we all know the same cycle they go through. It's a lot of hype. It's Dak's the franchise. It's Dak not the franchise. It's let's win a couple games, and then divisional round, they're at home watching. So hats off to them. They did their thing. Niner Nation Cowboys. Like I said, I hope this is the end of the truths you guys had. Now we can all move on to hating each other and trying to compete. But I will tell you guys now, on Christmas Day, Santa is bringing Kevin a Lamar Jackson jersey, God damn it, because that's the only hope that I have, because we have 0 chance of going to Vegas if we're not the 1 seed.
Wow. All right. Well,
are you talking about the team that just won in overtime against the Rams?
Hey, bro, like I said, Santa's bringing me a jersey, and I hope he's bringing me a
at
W.
home.
Yeah, we're going.
Man, that's my only hope. Because who the other 3 games?
Arizona, the Rams. And Toddy, you said the other one was what?
Play the Cardinals.
twice. Commanders. Yeah,
we
no,
play the Cardinals twice. It's the Commanders, Cardinals once, Rams once, and then Ravens.
Yeah, so that's all my hope. I don't believe in the Rams, so it's going to come down to the Ravens. And if you guys win that game, I'll be packing my bags to go to. I'm going to refund my Vegas ticket, and I'm going to go to Atlanta or Tampa Bay. So see how that goes.
Well, Kevin, I just thought it was hilarious hearing you say the phrase to Garry in our group chat.
A home game in Atlanta for playoffs? That shit gonna be bumping.
Y'all going on the road because y'all ain't gonna win the
No, in Atlanta. That's what I said.
It would be a home game for Atlanta. But Kevin, I think it's hilarious hearing you say the exact phrase that we heard Garry say after week 1 when the 49ers absolutely throttled the Steelers. Garry just kept saying, and he was saying it at Jaevon's apartment to us in person. He was saying, things can't get much worse. It's only up from here. And that's basically where the Eagles are at this point.
We have a quarterback, but Toddy's talking about they don't do it because they don't have 2-glove Kenny. Jalen Hurts is better than 2-glove Kenny. So me and Garry are on the same boat. I'll take shit from you two all day, all the Cowboy fans, but Garry, I will not take any slander.
He's trying to pick
anyone who is a fan that is not a Chief or Chiefs fans. We own you. Vikings fans, Wesley, I know you're watching. We fucking own you. He was in my DMs talking about we beat the Niners. Y'all should have just watched our game. So if you are not a Niner or a Cowboy fan, get the hell out of my DMs because I'm angry and I'm gonna come at you.
Kelly,
what about the Zach Wilson stands?
Oh my God. The Jets fans are on your ass.
I don't even know a Jets fan. I don't even know a Jets fan.
Yeah, Kevin's just, he's getting beat up. He's been getting beat up these past couple of weeks. And so, Garry tried to chip in a little bit. Kev wasn't going to stay. Kev used to be in the bullet because those 11 months were the time of his life. They just came off a Super Bowl run.
You better remember that, Kevin.
They got hosed by Juju and the Chiefs and then all of that. And Kev just held on to that NFC Championship win that got eviscerated 2 weeks ago. It was stamped.
I mean, we still went to the Super Bowl, so I don't know how it got eviscerated. I'm not going to keep taking this shit from you two, all right? I don't care. We're going to bounce back. We have to. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to speak it to the earth. I'm going to speak it to existence.
Monday night, right?
Keep that energy. I know everyone watching is saying Kevin's going on this emotional roller coaster because I'm emotional, okay? I've taken 2 L's. I owe Shaun $100. I am going.
Oh yeah, didn't even mention that. Thank you.
I'm going through it. It has been a rough couple of days for Kevin. It started last week when Duke lost and Toddy's FaceTime me and he bet against Duke the whole time. They didn't give us a chance. So it's been a rough couple of days to say the least. But the Kings got a W, and it might be time to call it basketball season.
Well, oh my gosh, wow, wow.
Dude, I don't have any confidence that we can beat the Giants. I have no confidence. Like I said, if we get the team that showed up for the past 2 weeks, that only, like Toddy said, we don't score if Dak doesn't fumble. We leave that game with 6 points.
Damn.
You know how we got 3 of those points? With a fake fucking punt. So ask me if I feel confident. I do not. If
You guys
we
are playing
do
on
not,
prime time again.
if we do not score or we do not beat these teams by 30 plus, we will have 1 playoff game. We have to come out and dominate.
They ain't beating the Seahawks by 30 points. I'm gonna say that.
Well, then I guess we got 5 games left.
Gino.
We have to come out and show that shit was a fluke, and we have to show it for 4
Where's
weeks
that
in a
game
row
at?
because Seattle.
Oh.
But I don't know. Is fucking what happened to Gino? Is he gonna play?
I
He's
don't
been
know.
out.
If it's Drew Lock, bro. If we lose to Drew Lock,
Drew Lock played pretty good yesterday against the Niners, honestly.
So-
Up until late in the game. Like, okay, Toddy, when I say that, I mean, like, you hear the name Drew Lock, what do you expect? He provided more than I expected for him to provide yesterday against the 49ers. So, strap on in. And DK, he got pretty upset. Kevin, I know that you got to run, so then you can get some rest and start to feel better soon. But we got a couple more comments for you to address before you get
that's
going.
why I came in. I can't talk all this shit if I can't take it. So
Hell yeah, and
It
we
is.
love you. We love you for that. So Uncle Manny says, blah, blah, blah. I would have liked Kevin to say we got beat up. Kevin Sr. says, sounds like a little denial. The ship is taking on water, and it might be the Titanic. Kevin, you sound sick. In fact, he is. Uncle Manny, with some love, says, get some meds and hope you feel better, Kevin. And Kevin Sr. says, lay off the salt, Kevin. So there you go. Any final thoughts, Kevin?
yeah, man. Next Monday will be an in-person episode, and if I have to show up in a Niner jersey after the Eagles lose to the Seahawks and pay Shaun $100, it will be a treacherous episode, fellas. I might just drop my money off and pick up the jersey and just keep the walking.
Shout out to Brandon Ayuk for earning me $100. I appreciate you, Brandon.
I do have something to say about that, though. I will
Go ahead,
willingly
let's hear it.
pay you $100 because you guys will not be paying him nothing this offseason.
We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm not going to bet you on it, but we'll see about
Oh,
that.
no, I'm not. No, hell no. No, I didn't know Devo was going to become
Kevin's
the
done
fourth
betting
option. I didn't know this
Kevin's
was how the
done
rules
betting
work.
against Brandon Eichen. Yeah, well,
Like I said,
I
we'll
love
see
it.
you guys next Monday, and hopefully the Eagles are flying, or the comments are going to be a lot worse.
All right, Kevin, feel better. We'll see you. We'll see you on Friday for an episode with Jaevon, and the time is to be determined. And check our socials for that on Thursday. To Toddy, we still got a whole episode to do, you and me, so there is no soundtrack yet. But Kevin, good to see you, and I'll see you in person next week. But have a great episode
My
on
Niner
Friday.
jersey.
Hell yeah. I'll let you. I'll give you a bevy of options to choose from.
As
I don't
long as
know.
not Ayuk jersey. As long as not Ayuk jersey. I know you don't have one yet. That's why I said that. So as long as it's not Ayuk jersey, I'll be fine.
I don't have one yet, and with Christmas coming up, I think I'm going to need to use that $100 on other people, and so the Ayuk jersey will have to wait. But there's always future bets to be made with the exact same bet. Toddy Ayuk jersey could be in his near future. Anyways, Kevin, thanks for joining us, and we will catch you on Friday. All right. So there is Kevin Dent, had to join us after the Eagles lost to the Cowboys because he didn't want to duck the slander. He knew it was coming his way, and he took it on the chin like a man for the second consecutive week, Jaevon, because the 49ers